It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out of stand. With you, river, you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go on. For your way so near to my own. It will look so deep in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out of stand. With you, river, you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go on. For your way so near to my own. It will look so deep in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out of stand. With you, river, you talk. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand mask you were gone on. For Yahweh so near my own. Ibulak sulipa in river. Whoa, whoa.
Yes, 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 good people. Big up to all of you. We did it. A lot of people didn't believe it was possible. The moment they scored the first goal in the game, it also felt like indeed it was going to be difficult. It was, you could say, we were never going to get a win from that game. I expected it to end in at least a draw, even though I had predicted it was going to be a slim margin win for us. But yeah, I got concerned. It seemed a few minutes into the game, it seemed as if the pressure was getting to our players. And just like Tabejo produced yesterday, he did say that he was concerned for the fact that other teams that are who are vying for a place in the top at the top of the table, in the top of the table from 1 to the 5th position. The fact that they're playing before us, that if they get a good result, that it will weigh heavily on our players. And I believe them, because we have a very young squad, a very inexperienced squad, which, yeah, going into the game, they knew we had to win. So for me, I realized at the time, once Tabejo said that, yeah, that situation, if it happens that way, that it was going to be an added pressure. And lo and behold, the teams that were who are vying for a place in the top 5 positions, they won their games. So it wasn't easy. We were seeing half-baked passes. The players did come across as if they were nervous. But the changes made it different, and I give the manager credit. And I'm gonna keep saying what I'm saying. I don't think he's perfect. I think he's inexperienced himself, but blaming everything we're going through on him, it's just not fair. And we had a heated debate, intellectually, you could argue, driven conversation in the panelist group. Nobody took anything personal, and that's the sort of conversation I like to be part of. That shows that we don't suck up to everything we see. But that's by the way, we won. We keep pushing, and we have a total of 50 people following the show. Only 8 of those on YouTube, the rest on X. If you're following the show on X, take a second, drop a like on the video. On X, help us get to 5,000 followers on X. We're getting closer and closer to that. And if you don't mind joining us on YouTube, we'd really appreciate that. So I'm going to go to get what we have in the comment section. And the first person is Rain. Nice to see you, Rain. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular evening. It's what time am I losing it? It's I can't find the time. 3:34 p.m. CST. I appreciate you all. And Rainey's saying fire Maresca, that he's stubborn. Look, I'm gonna say this. I don't care if they fire him today. Whoever comes in, I will support the person. My club comes first. I could be wrong. I have my argument about him, and I've had debates with people who presented differing arguments about the manager. Chances are they're the ones that are right and I'm wrong. But at this point, I'd say the whole blame, in my opinion, the sporting directors. Their effort to build a winning team for me has been have been poor. But that's a small opinion anyway. But nice to see you. Sack him and bring in who? Maybe Lampard. Or maybe bring in Graham Potter. Give him another chance. When people get a second chance, they usually do better. Big up to you too, Tebe. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. More likes, people, more likes. I keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We won. Congratulations. It wasn't easy. The manager, he made the right changes. He started the players he wanted to start. They weren't performing, and he made the right changes. And people were online asking why Tyrique Judge had to come on. Was it for Nick? I think for Nicholas Jackson, or who did he come on for? But he played as number 9, a hybrid approach, I must say. But he took that goal with a measure of confidence you'd see from an experienced player. And the other goal he scored in the Conference League also, he took it with such confidence, didn't try to hit it hard, nicked it over the goalkeeper. You could say chipped it over the goalkeeper, of which the big name players we have at Chelsea, they don't do that. They usually go for power. killed the goalkeeper, and the ball and the ball unalive the goalkeeper, and the ball will still bounce off the goalkeeper and come out outside the 18-yard box. But he's proven that he's an intelligent player. I'm not saying Nani Madueke is a bad player, but I've said it maybe on two occasions, and I'm going to say it again here on this live show, that he comes across as a very intelligent player and eventually will become better than Nani Madueke. And that's just my opinion. I'm not saying Nani Madueke is bad, but all players are unequal. Some are destined to be better than the others, and some, if you pay attention, you can see, yeah, that they're gonna become better players. That kid is an intelligent player, more importantly, and that's one thing I look for in players. I will start Judge. I will. I've been calling for him to start over some of the players we have. I've been calling for him to start over Nkunku, but Nkunku wasn't even on the bench today. Maybe the manager has gotten tired of him and decided to do something differently. But this is a confidence boosting win. Given the fact that we went a goal down, we had to score an equalizing goal and get a winning goal. And the goals come, you said, I cherish the goal that came from Tyrique George. That's huge for him. And I'm appealing to the club, irrespective of what happens, keep this kid at the club. He's Chelsea through and through. We're not paying, you can say something north of 50 million pounds to sign him. He's ours. He's homegrown, and he shows it whenever he's on the pitch. Even when people were arguing that the players weren't playing for the manager, he came in, showed confidence. But I don't think the case was that the players weren't playing for the manager. It was just the fact that they were all kids, no leadership, no experience. The pressure was getting to them because they knew we had to win that game, or bye bye, or it's bye bye to top five. Big up to you too, AB. Nice to see you. And my bro, Biryani Yahayu. But does winning cover the fact that we were clueless for 90 minutes? I wouldn't say we were clueless. The changes did make a difference, in my opinion. We started poorly. And even when we were poor, it was just that we didn't take, you could say, you could see, if you understand football, you could see that the players were nervous. And that is down to something Pedro predicted yesterday, where he said he was concerned, that he's concerned that given the fact that all the teams, majority of the teams that are vying for a place in the top five position, that they were going to play first. And should they win their games, that will be an added pressure. And lo and behold, that was the case. Start Judge, I will, honestly. Again, it doesn't matter. He's shown that he can be confident. Just go back to bed or to work, Vic. Much love to you, bro. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. So let me catch up quickly and get the opinion from the panelists we have here. Jackson hasn't found form yet, which was why the manager started him in the last game. He knew that was the case. Him and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, did he get an assist today? He was poor also. We cannot be changing managers. I don't want that to happen. It won't. As long as it will not make any difference, honestly. But we said that we're going to be going about it the wrong way 2 years ago, and you asked us to keep quiet because we don't know better than the experts and billionaires. I've always said that they've made mistakes, but I've always said what I've argued against people mainly has always been I don't buy the argument, which is senseless, by the way, that they bought the club just for profits and they don't want to win. I don't know the sort of sense that makes. If it makes sense to anybody, it doesn't make sense to me. Jackson and Palmer, yep, it's a concern. I hope they pick up form. But Jackson will say it's our fault for him being out of his depth. No, it's not. The manager realized he wasn't performing and took him off. So we have Bobby, we have Tebegu, and we have the captain of the house, Constantine Dante. Changing manager is part of the game. I mean, you could argue that, but for me, in my opinion, chances are you're right, I'm wrong. But I don't think there are grounds to fire the manager now. There are solid reasons why I personally believe we're struggling. Poor squad building, in my opinion. And what we need, we're just a good goalkeeper away, and another a 10, and a traditional, you can say, a more traditional leaning number 9 to being at the level we want to be. But again, that's just my opinion. You have every right to disagree, and you know I don't like you. But despite the way, Bobby, big up to you, and thank you for finding the time to join us on the panel. Let's hear you, Bobby, your thoughts on the game. You probably didn't watch it because you told us on time that you're not going to be around. 15 you, Bobby. But big up and thank you for joining.
Yeah, big up, guys. Yes, you're right, Coach. I haven't quite seen it. I've seen the highlights of the goals and a few little passages of play.
Mm.
Look, it's a very difficult one at this current point in time. It is a confidence boosting win. Will the win boost confidence? That is the question that's left to be seen. At the moment, we know we desperately need some sensible injections into that team come the summer, and we have no choice other than to wait till the summer. Because, but what the win has done is given us some hope to get over the line, and it is at the moment still just hope. The way we're
It just
playing,
keeps the hopes alive.
yeah, and that is the unnerving thing that we are riding on the crest of hope. Um, However, I don't want to be too negative because a win is a win. A win coming from behind is important. The players scoring goals by taking shots is also important, something that we weren't doing. And so we have to take that. Is it a blueprint to the realization of the fact that we have arrived? No, we have work to do. Um, we really have work to do. Jackson and Palmer, I particularly Jackson, I think he is finding form, finding his rhythm again after being out for so long with injury. The trouble is with that sort of long term injury, it could take as many months as he was out to be in to find his rhythm again. Because it must have been pretty bad to keep him away for so long. As for Cole Palmer, I don't know. It's clearly confidence. He needs to play his way back into form if he himself is not nursing some sort of injury. I don't know. The next game is Saturday against Everton. The thing with Chelsea is you can't say, oh, they've got a week to prepare, because sometimes you give us a week and we end up coming out worse than if they didn't have any time to prepare at all. So it's left to be seen, to be honest. Well, all I do know is that physicality must be addressed and Everton will come out physical. What I have heard, I've not seen much of it yet, but what I heard was in the first half, part of the reason we struggled was we couldn't cope with the physicality that Fulham were throwing at us. And we knew they'll do this. We've got to address that. I don't know how. Is it by playing young Josh Achipong in midfield a bit? I don't know. Is Lavia able to play? I don't know. He's
He
clearly
probably
won't be
Lavia will
able
probably
to.
play the next game.
Yeah, but he won't play the full game because he's going to be looking for match fitness, match to shake off the rustiness. He can't play the full 90 because he hasn't played in months. This is the problem with these long term injuries. They take about as long as they've been out to get up to scratch if they stay injury free. But, it's better to have him than not to have him. And there has to be a bit of a rotation going on there. I think it's a shame about Gusto. I think he will be missed. I know a lot of people are on his case, but Gusto is useful, at least in the build up play, and we will miss him. I think he's probably out for the rest of the season now, if it's a muscle thing. It's like, these guys never go without the usual injury debacle. Every other club we play, their players are fit and strong. And these weaklings, there's always got to be somebody riding and wriggling somewhere on the ground and being taken to the hospital. So, look, I'll take today. I'm happy with today. Thank God we're still in it. But I think we'll be biting our nails for the remaining, is it 5 or 6 games?
And here's something. Another way to see this game to realize how difficult it was. They beat Liverpool at home. I think on their ground, on their own carpet,
To
and
be
we win.
honest, coach, everybody at this point in
Yeah,
time is faltering. The only
yeah.
two teams that seem to be going on consistently seems to be Man City and Arsenal. But they've left it too little, too late now. Apparently Liverpool struggled to just about beat Leicester, and they struggled in the game before that. They're trying
Mm.
to crawl over the line. Whereas it's Arsenal and Man City that have a bit of momentum. But either of those two could also drop points at any point in time T. So it's going to be an interesting run in for the Champions League positions.
And let me say, I was waiting for you to say that how you usually say it. The win will do us a world of good, and hopefully, yeah, it's a confidence boosting win. Given the fact that we had to come from behind and win, I think one thing I never believed is that these guys have stopped playing for the manager. No, Tabejo, once again, respecting him, he nailed it, knowing that because some of those teams will play before us, and if they win their games, that will be an added pressure for on our boys. And lo and behold, that was the case. But that's right with Tabejo. Let's hear your thoughts on the game. And Vic has an agenda against Maresca, but he's not going to win this one. You can say mentioning the name of our previous managers, questioning where I was and how my messages at the time. But go away, Vic. I don't like you anymore. Tabeho, let's hear your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, big up coach, big up
Big up.
Bobby, big up Dante, big up everyone in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe. You know what? To be honest, I thought we were going to lose this one, but again, Tyrique George gave us a lifeline, and then we moved. We from that goal, we were pressing full M, and I thought we might sneak it. And finally, Pedro Neto scored a wonderful goal. But overall, I think our first half performance was not that good. But besides that, Fulham were not that good. They were physical, but they didn't threaten us. If you check the first half stats, they only one shot on goal. That was Iwobi's goal. So we are there in the game, but again, our performance was not that good. But in the second half, I thought we played very, very well, but we couldn't finish. That's the issue we're having at the moment. We are not clinical. Cole Palmer, I don't know what is happening. Nicholas Jackson was nowhere to be found. Madueke first half, they didn't play that well. But in the second half, I think we played good. We deserve to score a goal at least. But since we scored another goal to get the 3 points, I'm happy. Coach, this is a sweet revenge. I was telling Ty the same thing. Our downfall under Enzo Maresca started against Fulham when we lost 2-1 against Fulham at the
Yeah,
Stamford
I
Bridge.
think the fans started turning on him after that loss, a home loss. Yeah.
Yes. And then it was two late goals by Fulham, and then we scored two late goals against them. So hopefully the players they can grab this and build a momentum until the end of the season.
And I've heard people say how we usually only come alive in the second half. What does that show you? It shows you that the manager knows what he's doing. It shows you that he sees things that doesn't work and change them. Doesn't leave them as you can say as they were before the first half ends. But unfortunately, I'm going to say something I've started saying of late, and I can't stop saying it. The average football fan sees three things: win, lose, or draw. And they judge the manager by one of those things, irrespective of whether the manager does well or not. And the concerning thing is that we lose it all his fault. We miss chances, all his fault. Then you should do what we should learn to do is to give him credit when we win and when we score goals, give him credit too. But unfortunately, that's not how it works for the average football fan.
And
Go ahead.
also, another thing, I saw the quote from the media that Enzo Maresca, after the game, he walked straight to the dressing room after the game, and he didn't go to celebrate the fans. How can you appreciate fans that boost you all the time?
Not even
During
Boo. Boo alone is fine, but they called him Wanker.
yes, they call him Wanka. I was listening to that. Ah, man, this kind of fans, like really, do you want the coach to celebrate and why are you calling him names? Nah, man. I think as much as you like the coach or not, I think as human beings we should do better than this. It's annoying, especially if you say you support the club. You waste your time to go to the stadium and call the coach name. Nah, nah, nah. I think we need to do better than these guys.
And here's something else I'm going to say is this. Um, and I think I've said it before I go to Dante. I'm not saying Enzo Maresca is perfect, and I've mentioned severally areas where I think he's made mistakes and need to change. I don't think he's really a good manager. That's my opinion, but that's another argument for another day. You've heard me present my argument with regards to how I believe that he had the opportunity to create a healthy competition between João Felix and Cole Palmer, and I didn't like how he publicly said that João Felix isn't playing because of Cole Palmer. I didn't like that, but that's by the way his thing. My point is this: I think we're judging him unfairly, really. And one thing I've realized: English isn't his first language, and because people hate him as much as they hate him, every time he speaks, you could say he says the wrong thing, they'll take it and run with it, and sometimes intentionally cutting off the aspect of what he said that will make you understand, oh, okay, now I know he didn't mean it that way. They would just deliberately quote only the aspect that would drive clicks, that would get people to start talking or start debating. I don't think that's fair. And that's not my thing. I'm not into telling people what they need to hear just for clicks. We as a whole, as a team on just perspective, we don't do that. Everybody's opinion matters. We debate and try to come to a sensible conclusion. And Enzo Maresca's case highlights the power of the media, or the power of what you could call herd mentality. A lot of people are just saying what they've heard, they're just echoing what they've heard big accounts say without context, actually. Some of the nonsense that don't even make sense. I've forgotten what it was that the other day that Nemanja said, Darko said, and I said, who is Darko? Said what? So because he said it, it's now the truth. And who I think it was Con saying faulting Maresca for removing Nicholas Jackson and bringing on what's his name, the kid that scored that beautiful goal, and it was about placement, not even about power. And the big guys we had, Nicholas Jackson, I believe, had he been the one that got the opportunity, I believe that he would have gone for power rather than trying to place it and in the process miss it. I think we're judging the man unfairly. In all honesty, we're suffering because we have a squad that's not balanced. That's just my opinion. And people, you're entitled to differ. That's why we're here to have a conversation. Maresca is not just a bad manager, but also a terrible communicator. Yeah, I agree with that first sentence. Honestly, I agree. Do I think he's the man for the job? Yes. I think, in my opinion, I think eventually he will get better at speaking. Or usually, I think we did the same thing with Conte, where there's almost always someone behind him that don't allow him to answer every question. I think we did that either Conte or was it Sarri? I can't quite remember. But we've had a manager where there's almost always someone sitting beside him by his side to not allow him answer every question that he's asked. But let's read through your comment. Jose, Pep, and Conte do not have perfect English, but they don't waffle like Maresca. Enough of the excuses, Kuchila. Here's the thing. I still believe that language is one of his biggest problems. I think the guy is a good tactician, in my opinion. He's not perfect yet. There are things I have always talked about that I wish he'd do differently. But we move on. Yeah, but you and I will never agree, Vic. Just leave me alone. And please go check out Tebeho's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. He's getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. I think we can help him get there as soon as possible. And here's the link to his YouTube channel. Go check it out. Subscribe. Let's help him grow. And something I want to announce quickly: we're going to be doing a lot of short videos YouTube Shorts, that's something we've been doing quite a lot, like 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 40 minutes videos, and we'll start streaming around this period, 3:30 p.m. CST. That's the most suitable time at the moment until things change. Constantine Dunn. Big up to you, brother. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this evening. Your thoughts on the game or overall? We want to hear you.
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up,
Bobby,
man.
Lego.
I didn't remember to reach out to see how soon you recovered from your injury. Your injury.
My injury, which injury?
No. The cold young son gave you.
Anyway, happy Easter to everyone as well in the
Happy
chat,
Easter to
and
you too,
to
brother.
everyone. And coach being at church, sinning on the phone, and then coming and saying
I
wanker,
was close to the source of forgiveness, so
and then you come and
yeah.
say wanker, and you need to go back again, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah, look, the first half not the best, a bit slow. I understood what Tobago was saying. He was saying that a bit of pressure on the guys. I look at it a little bit different. I don't see it as, of course, there is a little bit of pressure because you do see results and what you need to do. But I think the early kickoffs have always been a problem for us. And just in my personal experience, and when I played as well, when I was young, I absolutely hated early kickoffs. Like the midday kickoffs were the worst for young players because young players not as professional when you're a little bit older. You stay up a bit later, especially with social media. They're not as they don't have the discipline. And early kickoffs have always been a problem for young teams and more younger players. I know that going through it when I played, and it's been a pattern this season as well. Every time we've started off early kickoffs, we've been really bad in the first half and really slow. It takes them a bit to get going. Second half, obviously, that's my personal opinion on it. I'm not sure if it's 100% true. I'm just saying what I've gone through and what I've noticed throughout the season, all the early kickoffs. I think they're a bit of a problem. Every time I see one, I'm like, oh no, it's not going to be a good start today. Second half, Maresca did the right things, the right changes. Like you said, we have to give him credit. He made the right substitutions. He made the right tactical adjustments. And we pretty much dominated Fulham, to be honest. Even in the first half, we didn't really dominate them. We had more possession, but they didn't really create anything. Like Tobago said, they had one shot on target. They scored. The whole game, really, they had, I think, just that one shot on target, I'm pretty sure, or 6 or something at goal, but none on target except the goal. That's it. So we really kept the ball really well, passed it around very well. Second half, we went more forward because we were down. We needed to go get a result, and the substitutions and the players as well. You got to give the players a lot of credit. They really went for it. They stepped up their game, and we really pushed hard, and we got the win. It's 90-minute game, and that's exactly what you want from a manager, to make some proactive changes. That's exactly what he did. Reece James had a shocking first half. He was very slow. He didn't look into the game. He wasn't really being a leader, in my opinion, on the field. I think that might have had also a reason why Maresca took him off as well, a little bit in the back of his mind. I think he's still not quite happy with James as how he's applying himself as a captain. And of course, he made a horrible mistake to give away the goal as well, of course, getting caught in possession as well. So that, more to see on that one. We'll see what comes out during the week. But very happy with the win. I think it was, in the end, I think we just deserved to win that game in the end. I think we played much better than Fulham overall, and we created the more chances. And I think in the end, we definitely deserved to win that game at the end. A bit of sweet revenge on Fulham because they did that to us basically when we played them last at home. They did exactly that to us, so we reversed that. So the football gods.
That's a tapping on Tobago, right? Because that's a tapping on Tobago.
I'm just adding to what he says. I'm adding to it because he's right. So I'm just adding to it and agreeing what he's saying, and I'm just adding a little bit to it. No tap-ins. I don't do tap-ins like you, coach. You're the tap-in master. We all know that.
Don't let the Bluetooth game hear you.
No one's taking that title away from you, coach. That's yours.
And also, Dante, I just checked the stats. The only shot on target from Fulham, was the goal they scored first
Goal.
half.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely nothing. They had an XG of.
So what should we
had,
make of that now? Which means we were with the much better side and we defended well.
Exactly, and that's what I have a problem with people saying online and that we did not deserve to win that game, uh, not good enough, blah blah blah. Well, we kind of dominated Fulham the whole game, to be honest. Yeah, in that first time we were a bit slow for the build up, and we didn't go forward as well. But we still dominated and defended very well the whole game. Besides the
Bobby,
Reece
did you
James
hear that?
mistake,
They had just one shot on target, and that was the one they scored from.
but even that,
And
they didn't have anything else after that. They really didn't create anything after that. So we actually defended really well away at home, away to Fulham in that little stadium, little hostile environment. The crowd very loud. The players really stepped up in that second half.
yeah, and also I think our biggest issue right now is our attackers not being clinical. If we're clinical from like the start of the season, we're scoring 2, 3 goals or 4 sometimes each and every
Oh yeah,
matches.
Here's
hundred.
something
Not
I want to say quickly. Maybe it's just me, Tobeho, just because it has to do with what you just said. I think we're actually being, if to compare to the measure of chances, amount of chances we're creating of late, and how many goals we're scoring from those, the ratio of chances and the ratio of goals, you could argue we're actually much better now. It's just that we're not creating as much. I don't know if you get my point, Dante. Today we outperformed our
Yeah,
XG,
coach.
and this is not the
We've been
first
hitting
time
like over
actually. Yeah,
30
go
shots
ahead.
at goals the last couple of games. So
So is
we've
it
had over
just
like
me?
30
Do you
shots at
get
goals
the
the
point I'm
last
trying to
few.
make here? Of late, we're not creating too many, but you could say if we're going by the ratio of chances created to the goals scored, we're actually more efficient. We're being more efficient of late.
I
I
disagree.
not really,
For
not
instance, we
really, to be honest,
outperformed our
coach.
XG today.
This
Our
game,
XG
yes.
today was 0.97, and we
This
scored two
game,
goals.
100% this game, but not our previous games. We were shooting over
Maybe I
30
need to
shots
look
at
at them, but
goals
go
and like
ahead.
9 on target and not scoring. So yeah, I don't agree with that one. This game, 100%. This game, definitely, we did that.
Let me look at the Ipswich Town's
Yeah,
game, and yeah, and go ahead, Tobeho.
yeah. Check the Ipswich Town game,
Yeah,
then you
let's
can
let's
see
look at it.
how
Let's look.
horrible it was.
Yeah, let's look at it. And Heston, something else. I wasn't happy to see the way people were making that to be that he went down straight the tunnel. If he called me a wanker, I just shut up, coach.
That's twice today. That's twice. That's 2 sins already.
Yeah, I'm
and,
just gonna shut up.
and
I'm not gonna say what comes to
coach,
mind. And I don't understand our fans because we were a goal down. You started calling the manager a wanker.
But he gave the explanation why he didn't go across to the fans. He wanted to let the
I
players
don't I
have that
don't care. Some
moment.
people are calling him a liar for doing that. I don't even want to hear his explanation. I'm in support of him going straight down the tunnel after that game. But go ahead with what you were saying. Really.
Yeah, and he
yeah,
explained it. He said he wanted to let the players. He over celebrated a bit, and he got a yellow card, which means he will miss the next game. Enzo Maresca, he won't be on the sideline of against Everton, and that's why he didn't go across to the fans after. He wanted the players to let them go loose and enjoy it with the fans, and he decided to go down the tunnel. That was his explanation for that. He when
yeah,
we did score, he did celebrate. He got a yellow card. He over celebrated. He
You
jumped on the
you know
pitch
what
up
that
and down.
highlights again? The power of the media. They see a situation, twist it the way it suits what we got, the way it will aid clicks for them, and then let it loose. Just that reminds me of when, for instance, Palmer he was tagged on the post of the goal he scored last season, and then he shared it saying enjoyment or something to that effect. You know how people twisted that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Anything
What you were saying to Bill?
Anything is twistable at the moment, coach.
Yeah.
They'll twist any positive into a negative just to have a go at Maresca, the players, but mostly Maresca and the ownership. It's all about that mostly. People have already made their minds up on Maresca. It doesn't matter if we qualify for the Champions League. It doesn't matter what we do. They've already made their mind up because the ownership signed him, and it's not who they wanted. So they've already made their mind up
They may
against.
well end up they will be stuck with them. But then,
yeah,
and
yeah,
here's the I think the biggest problem is the herd mentality of a thing. Once some big accounts starts talking about it, that's it.
Yeah, and
So
it's
here's
exactly, yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
People talking about it.
Yeah, against Ipswich Town. We didn't even we didn't outperform our XG. Our XG was 2.27 or so. Um, so I was wrong.
It's all right,
Go
coach. We'll
ahead.
let
You
that
were
one
speaking.
slide. You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
forgiven for that one.
Yeah, and then for that yellow card you got in the Maresca, did you see how he celebrated? And just for the Chelsea fans to see that you should stop calling me those kind of names. He was relieved, but at the same time upset that the Chelsea fans are calling him names. Come on. That's stupid, man. I think we have adults going to the stadium watching games, and you call someone those kind of names. And what about your kids? What should your kids do when you call people those kind of names? It's embarrassing.
I mean, that's not okay. I usually, I again, I placed my hope on our away fans. Our away fans, since we started struggling for 3 seasons now, they've been excellent, really. Um,
Most of them
but
have. Yes, most of
most of
them
them,
have.
yeah, you could argue most of
Unfortunately,
them are, yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, coach, some of those ticket holders that go there are part of the Minerals crew, and others are, some of the other crew. So that's the problem. There's in between them. There's a few bad eggs in between them, and if something's going a little bit off, they just start chanting Roman Abramovich. The manager's a wanker, blah blah blah, without actually just waiting for the game to finish. There's two halves to a game. Wait for the game. If we're really bad and he's really bad, and okay, at the end of the game, maybe the fans have a right to express their emotions in that. But doing it at halftime when only really 1-0 down, when Fulham really didn't do much, I mean, come on, just wait till the game at least finishes. And then if you're frustrated, okay, I still don't do that, but you can still show frustration after. Not at halftime, though, when the players need encouragement and backing. Well, you're kind of, it's not a good sign at all. And the players know that. They heard that. You saw that through Pedro Neto's goal when he celebrated. He kind of,
Yeah. When
you can see his
I wanted to
expression
ask,
towards the
yeah, go
fans.
ahead.
He kind of knew that, and he was trying to tell them, okay, is this what more do you guys want, basically? And then he's like, love us back, we love you, blah blah blah. But yeah, they got it. They have to be better. But like I said, it's a uphill battle against Maresca ownership. It's a really uphill battle. There's more and more people turning on him. And like you said, it's unfortunate because some of those big accounts are the one that's spreading that, and it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, and once it catches up, that's it. Once it picks up, it's usually difficult to drop. And herd mentality is a very dangerous thing, and it's very,
One thing
very,
I will say though, you got to
yeah.
give Maresca credit. He's been cool and calm. Other
It
managers might
doesn't look
react to
like he
that.
moves him, right?
Yeah, it doesn't move him. He's calm. He called the fans out. That's fine. He made a big call at halftime, taking Reece James off. So he's not scared. He's not. He's got the cojones to do it, no problem. So at he's got the right attitude for me. I know a lot of people don't like him because of his attitude, but I think he's got the right attitude, and I think the players. People are saying that the players are not backing him. Well, I don't see that at all. I did
Yeah,
not see that anywhere. When they
that's the
scored the goal, they
biggest
all ran
lie I've
across.
ever heard. But go ahead.
Yeah, they all ran across. They all, involved together. I don't see that. I just don't see it. I don't know why people are saying that. I think they're just spreading rumors just to, throw a bit more fuel on the flame. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But one thing I'll say, Maresca is got the right attitude, and he can get through it, no problem.
Yeah,
I think he
just
can. I think he can. And I wanted us to look at to talk about Enzo Fernandez. You remember when say for nearly 2 months we were busy. A lot of people then understood what he brings to the table and his importance. We were busy defending him. And some were arguing how he cannot be physical, yeah, the blah, 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 and all of that nonsense. And we were telling them, look, this guy can be physical. He's just the typical South American player. He'd rather draw a foul than slug it out with you. But I think of late he's realized, okay, just show you can be physical if need be. But that's besides the point. I think that also highlights that argument that your average football follower only understands three things: win, lose, draw. Beyond that, they don't care. Everything else they say, they echo what big accounts say, and that's an issue. But I'm not sure what else to say about Enzo Fernandez. He's proven to the world that yeah, you don't. Again, you underestimate him at your own peril. He got an assist today, right? Could have had
Yes.
at least 3 assists had we been more clinical in front of goal. And I think even when the manager dropped him, we were telling people at the time that the manager, he knows exactly what he's doing. And when the manager started using what's his name, when the manager started using Romeo Lavia, we told people that the manager concern at the time was just to achieve defensive stability. He wants us to start defending from the midfield area. That doesn't mean that Enzo Fernandez is bad. The manager just has a problem to solve at the time, and he had to do what he had to do to solve that. And he says, I will sell Enzo without thinking twice. We need a playmaker. Enzo is a deep lying playmaker. We can still use him that way and still sign a traditional 10 that's more of a playmaker. But I don't think we're selling him. And I think you've heard that yourself. The club letting the world know, yeah, we're not selling him. We want to keep him. And I think he's going to be here for. He's one of the. And to make it clear to you, he's one of the only leaders we have.
He's the proper captain, yes.
Yeah, in my opinion, more of a captain than James. But the bias will come in, given for the reason of, I don't want to mention here because it will sound like I'm being nationalistic or maybe being racist. In all honesty,
Sorry, Coach, just to add onto
yeah,
that, I think if Maresca's still here next season, which is a very, very likely in my opinion, I do see him maybe making that change and that switch, making Enzo the permanent captain. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that happen.
it's a possibility. I think probably he's being cautious because of the backlash that will follow if he does that now.
Yeah, well, he couldn't do it. No, he couldn't do it now. Enzo wasn't really quite ready. He was still a bit young, and English wasn't perfect. But he's grown into the role, and we know he shows it on the pitch. Even after today's game, the way he celebrated, the way you can see that he's got the passion. So, yeah, like I said from the start of the season, Enzo's preferred captain. That's his captain in my eyes, and I think if he could, he would have made that change. But I think he might make it next season. If he's still here and we make, say, Champions League, and maybe I think might make him permanent captain. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
And to simplify him, the passion thing, I think he shows up when he's needed. When we need him the most, he doesn't. He rarely ghosts in big games, which was the
He's been very
accusation.
consistent.
Yeah, very. He's been
I
one.
think
And
I think now him and Caicedo are the two highest rated midfielders in the Premier League. I think
not just for Chelsea. Yeah, exactly. And if you remember,
I
we
think
were
Enzo's
telling
number one
people
as the
that he
central
actually
midfielder in the
started
whole
the
league.
season well, but
Yeah.
I think what was conducting or masking, let me use a more relatable language there, his performances at the time was what the argument of whether the argument of Gallagher's departure was a big issue. And for local
Yeah,
fans, that was a
that as
huge
well.
issue. So they were scapegoating him at the time, in my opinion. Vic thinks Enzo is not a captain material, but I get it. James isn't fit to play, and no one else deserves the unbad. Maybe Caicedo.
No.
Caicedo, does he come across as a captain material?
No, and if you heard Caicedo speak, he's not very good at speaking, like, at all. He's quite more quiet, and when he speaks to the media, he doesn't know English. He's probably worse than English than Enzo, but he hasn't got that character, that voice, that that leadership quality that I don't see that in Caicedo. Maybe in the future as he gets older, maybe, but for now, no, I don't see Caicedo being a captain.
I think if it's not Enzo and Rhys James, who else comes to mind there? That's a good
Well, you would say
leader.
Cucurella. The experience
Yeah,
would be Cucurella.
Correa, definitely. Yeah,
But he's
he
got
has it in him.
he's got a big mouth problem. He's not captain
Yeah.
material either, unfortunately. He's got a big mouth problem and he's got a temper problem. He's not really captain material either, to be honest. Maybe when he cuts that hair off and he gets more mature and doesn't do penguin dances after he scores goals, maybe. But I think he's more of a joker, and those guys type of characters are not going to be really captains. You can't be a joker and be a captain. It just doesn't work. I've never seen it.
I mean, you could say he will show commitment and perform, But from a
Correct.
leadership perspective, I don't think you'd get that from him. So good one. I have my bro in the house, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jingles in Jude. I'm waiting for him to confirm when he's gonna come. He and his family will come from New York to Texas for vacation. I'm ready to host him. He's my bro. Jude, nice to see you. How are you doing? I remember him telling me that his name is pronounced Mesol. Mesole Jude.
Yeah,
There's no
Coach Chief,
le. I thought it was Mesole.
No, it's Mesole. Or even I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's a Yoruba name. Correct me if I'm
yeah,
wrong, Jude.
it's Miss Sole. Yeah, you guys are trying. You tried at
Yeah,
least.
Mesole.
Mesole. Yeah, but not Mesol.
Yeah.
What is
I was tired of teaching people how to pronounce it.
my bro? Welcome to the panel.
See
Let's
that
hear
dude.
your thoughts on the game. What do
yeah.
you make of it? You have hopes, and I think we should. Once Jude gets done speaking, I think we should look at our remaining games. And who's by the way, we need to talk about who Nottingham Forest they're playing next. I think they're losing it. I think they will fall off, and I still hold on to that hope that they will fall off.
Spurs tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, right? Okay, Jude. Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Greetings, my
Everyone in
bro.
the panel.
Greetings,
Yeah.
greetings.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I heard you talking about the captain. I just think either Enzo or Caicedo, none of them should. I think this guy just came like yesterday, so I think we could still get someone. Enzo is doing pretty good. Caicedo is shy, but I think if he's, I think his problem is just the English thing. But I think,
Which is very important. Communication is
yeah.
key.
So I think Levi Colwill can grow into it. He's a Chelsea academy product. So even if he came after Enzo, but I think he's still part of the team. He's still a Chelsea more than Enzo. I think Levi can grow into it because he recently said he's learning from Reese, learning from Tosin. He sees Tosin as a more experienced person. So he talked about learning leadership from them. But I think he's also quite vocal, and he's not a joker like Cucurella. I agree with Dante. A joker cannot really be a leader. Cucurella is a joker. His songs that he sings is all jokes, and
Yeah, he gathers everyone together, and
That's
he
serious
he
judgment,
sets
man.
the
yeah,
mood. He sets the mood, and
yeah, he's an entertainer. Yeah,
yeah.
so I think Levi can. Is the person who looks like who can grow into it. But I'm thinking if Chelsea is serious, we shouldn't be thinking of selling our captain though. For I heard what you guys said about Maresca. I think well for me, I like the guy. I think he knows football from the way he kickstarted the season. But I think he's the one creating his problem for himself. And the reason why I said so is because, and that's why fan seems to want to turn against him because he's visibly creating the problem for himself. Sometimes like he's doing too much. Like you always talk about the way you want to play. Okay, see now that our keeper has started throwing the ball all out, it's minimizing the error. We don't have the capacity to play what he's trying to make us play, and we don't have to keep conceding errors. I remember them when they used to pass at the back line, and then the next thing they lose the pass. We considered goals through that too. We don't really see a lot of that no more. So he needs to be flexible. If you are trying to do something, yeah, everybody loves that good football. But for me, at this point, result is all that matters first. Let's get back to winning ways. And if what he's trying, playing he's making Rhys James very redundant. We can get more from Reese from what he's currently getting because of the fact that the guy is being played as a midfielder. And where you know that he himself doesn't enjoy it, listen to his interview after the last England match he played, where he got man of the match. You will know where he openly said Thomas Tuchel is the best coach he worked under, and after a while, this thing was taken down. Yeah, it's only expressing. It might not go down well with Maresca, even though he agreed that Maresca is teaching him a lot. He agreed that he's learning a lot from Maresca too. Same with Levi Cowell and all that. But then, you don't have to keep playing people in negative positions, especially when it's not working. If you're not getting the result, you don't have to keep saying, don't think they will adapt. You have the precision to try all those nonsense. But right now, You need all the result. So he
Yeah, go
created
ahead.
that situation, he created the situation for himself because he was overdoing. He didn't know the right time to withdraw and to stop it. Yeah, let me rest my case for now. Yeah.
Here's why I don't have issue with how he decides to use the players, because in those games we've lost, some of them we drew. If we were clinical, those are games we could have won. Clearly, numbers show that we had no business losing that game, except for the fact we don't have a number 9, and our players who the players we've relied upon to get us goals, they've been struggling of late. That's why I've told people. I think I had a debate on X with someone who was said exactly saying the system it was saying that the system was the reason why we drew we drew a particular game, and I told him that same system was the reason why we created as many as the number of chances. Let me say many. Let me not use the term many. Number of chances we created that day, and had we been clinical, we could have won that game by 2 goals different, but we didn't. So, and in the case of Reece James, I'm not complaining too much the way he's used him. And chances are the reason Maresca has used Reece James is the reason why he's still fit. In all
And,
honesty,
and
but
also,
that's just my opinion. Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm not sure if Reece James can play how he
someone,
used to 3, 4 years ago, up and down the wing as a wing back. I don't know if he's still got
He
that.
doesn't have
I
the
have not
pace in
seen that
him, in
this
my opinion.
season. He's
Yeah,
lost a lot of pace, and even in the midfield, doesn't matter if you're in the midfield or you're a right wing back, you still got to run, you still got to be aware, you still got. And do you see his movement? It's not the same as it used to be.
yeah, I agree with you, Dante. But even if you have to play him for like 60 minutes, and it doesn't have to be every game, I think it's better to have him play from where he's used to playing. Yeah, but I agree with you that it looks like he doesn't have the same speed, and I think he too is trying to be cautious. He equally said it that he's trying to manage Rhys James, with
He
one
did say
other
yes,
player.
exactly.
What
Yes.
with the
exactly.
other player? He mentioned one other player that he's also trying to manage that player so that he doesn't get
Lavia.
Lavia. Thank you very
Lavia,
much.
yeah, him
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Neto. I think he mentioned
yeah.
Neto as well
Yeah,
once. Yeah.
Lavia is like all this one door Audi sport cars that you can you have to be careful where you drive into.
Yeah, and then and funny.
Reese wasn't
Lavia was
actually
never
bad
going to
in the
come on today.
midfield
People are
today.
complaining.
Reese James wasn't bad in the
Well, you're
midfield
not going to
today.
bring a defensive midfielder that doesn't go forward when we need to catch a game and win a game. We
Yeah,
made
he
the right
wasn't
decision
bad.
bringing on
His
Gusto.
long passes were delicious to watch. He was like his passes were deleting the opposition players, and he has good vision. Even though people know him as right back, I think he's equipped to fulfill the midfield role, which he did at Wigan. But go ahead. Sorry for cutting you off. You were speaking.
No, that's fine. I was just
Yeah,
saying, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, funny thing, right? I don't understand our fan base. Rhys James loses the ball and then we concede a goal, and then our fans say the reason why we conceded a goal was Inter Maresca is playing Rhys James
I
as a
saw that
hybrid
on the
No,
midfielder.
big account.
even
Yep.
though he was in the he needs to do. You can say his preferred position when he lost that ball. He was there was space. He was like in acres of space.
A lot of
He just he
space.
just was he just was too casual with the ball.
But that's
But
yeah,
still,
that's
they
just
would blame
one
the manager.
incident which led to a goal. But the rest of the first half, when I rewatched the back, he was jogging around doing nothing, not being vocal, not doing anything, not putting any not going forward, not trying to pass. He was very, very. He looked a bit off, and
If
obviously
anything,
Maresca pulled him off at
I'd
halftime.
blame
He
his
wanted. He
teammates
said
for
the
not
reason he
making it
pulled him
easy.
off.
Yeah, I'd blame his teammates for not making it easier on him by creating extra passing lanes,
Yeah,
or you say making a good run so he finds them. Because probably the reason may well be that nobody made a good run because there were acres of space in front of him. His back, maybe I don't know what really happened there. I don't know. Maybe he lost concentration
he
a bit.
just looked off,
But
coach.
yeah, I don't think it
Yeah,
just doesn't make
he
sense
looked
to
off.
blame
He looked a
that
bit off. He
particular
looked a bit
incident on the
slow.
manager.
Yeah, unfortunately they did, and they're not praising that he made the change and Gusto actually came on for once and had a very good positive positive, outcome on the result. He was very important to what we did in that second half, the way he played. And Maresca
Yeah,
said it. The reason why he took James off and he wanted more dynamic flow, more dynamic play. Reece James just tells you he was off it. He could not do that. He was not being dynamic. He was not moving as he was supposed to. That just tells everything.
Yeah, and irrespective of the fact, I'm going to say this. I know we want a traditional. We're looking to sign a traditional number nine. I've told you that before. I like fluid approaches than having a traditional number nine, utilizing a manner that every time we get to the final third, we channel all our goal scoring chances through a single individual. That's not my thing, but we're not quite there yet. We're still playing with a fluid approach, and I still believe in that if we sign a number nine, if Maresca is still our manager, even if we have Osimhen or whoever we end up signing, we still try and be fluid. And Jabulani Nzumalo says that Enzo is good, but he needs to be assisted, master the art of winning possession from the opponents, and also upgrading his shooting skills to be venomous and accurate. Okay, he's talking about Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, he needs to shoot a lot more. If he adds that to his game, I think he get a lot of good. Colwell is overrated. My captain is Enzo Heston. I'm not going to say who if you're rating him you can say if you're rating him in the same at the same you say as much as you rate, I don't know how else to phrase it to come across the correct way. If you're the one rating him to be our next Thiago Silva, or maybe if you believe he's already there, that's on you overrating him. He's a talent, he's an intelligent player too, but he's not there. And I've always said it, even from last season when people were saying he's one of our best defenders. I was telling them, no, I don't trust this guy to read the game very well alone. And last season he had an issue that I believe it looks like he's dealt with that this season. He's not able to shield the ball effectively. He was last season he was muscled off the ball easily. I don't think that happens now. I think what's left of him is to learn how to read the game very well. Maybe that would take him
Positioning,
time.
coach, positioning.
Yeah, positioning also. Yeah, that those two factors would take him time to get there. He's a good player. He has potential, but I don't think he's gotten to that level where we should be relying on him to be the one to lead our back line, or that whenever he's one of our starting defenders, that yeah, that be rest assured that we're not going to concede stupid goals. No,
yeah,
I don't trust him.
and he should stop giving away silly fouls and money at the ref. It's annoying because every game is doing the same thing, giving away silly position or do a silly foul, and it goes to the ref money. He
That's
should
because he's out
stop
of position. So then he has to foul.
that.
He does that all the time. Yes, I'm very frustrated when I watch him. I'm like, he's completely out of position. He actually realizes he's completely out of position. So then he doesn't know what to do. So he just fouls. And yeah, it's not the worst thing because at least you're not caught out. But it has led to a couple of goals as well. So yeah, he's got a lot of improving to do. But he's still young. Another year under his belt. More pressure. A bit more pressure. Another preseason. He's going to get his body's going to get stronger. Next year he could be different, but it just
He
depends
could
how
be,
much
yeah.
time we're willing to give him. That's all.
And I think you could argue what still the manager likes him probably because of his passing range is delicious. I give him that. He can
And
pick
it's
up.
in his contract, coach.
I was waiting for you to say that. I was going to ask you for
I'm
your
telling
ID.
you.
But that expires this season. It was only his first season when he signed his new contract. That expires after this season.
No, but in all honesty, the kid he has excellent passing range, and he's still how old is he? I think at most 23, right? Is he even 23 yet?
I think 22. Let me
20,
check.
Yeah, so he will get there. He's a potential. So if you're saying he's overrated, maybe you're the one overrating him. I know he
22.
still has I've always known that he still has a lot to learn. Go ahead. You were saying
22.
something.
He's 22.
Yeah, so he's still a kid. He still has a long way to go.
Yeah.
And it's again, if you were expecting him to be a John Terry or maybe Thiago Silva, it's on you.
But
Um,
the good thing is that he knows that he has a lot to learn and he's learning. I was very happy when I watched that his interview. where we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
learning
Good
from
point. Go
Reed,
ahead,
learning
Jude.
from Tosin. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, exactly, Jude. Yeah.
Is that it,
And
Jude? I just said go ahead, Jude, and you stopped.
Oh, sorry. Okay, okay. So I'm very impressed that he knows that he has a lot to learn, and he's really learning.
No,
No,
that's a good sign.
yeah, that's a good sign. He's humble. He doesn't see himself like he has arrived. The way he talked, he looked like himself like somebody who is just starting. Yeah. So
and
anybody that is
just
like you said,
yeah,
people are the one overrating him. He's not.
just to add on to that on Jude also, he really the first half of the season, he wasn't really doing interviews or nothing. The second half of the season, especially lately, he's been doing a lot more interviews and a lot more confident. You can see he's talking a lot more, he's more confident. So yeah, look, he's maturing, he's growing. It's just how much time we want to give him. But like coach says, you can't expect him. You can't if you think he's a Thiago Silva. Well, no, he's not that type. He's a developing young centre back that really it wasn't even that strong for the in the first place, and he's getting that strength now slowly. Another preseason under his belt, he's going to get much stronger, and yeah, he's improving. It's just how long we want to give him and what do we want from him. If we want him to continue developing, playing every game, or next season, are we going to sign someone where he can actually not play every single game and develop by learning off someone? So we'll wait and see where we go with that one.
But there was a rumor that came out recently about Harry Maguire available on free transfer. Do you
Come
guys
on,
think he could be?
No, no, no
In...
chance.
come on.
No
Please,
chance,
come
Jude.
on.
No, no. But
but
like someone like we're looking at Guehi from Crystal Palace,
yeah,
the
Guehi, of
captain.
course, yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, that
Someone
one
like
is sure
that.
pass, yeah,
Well, he would learn a lot under Guehi because he's captain Crystal Palace, but also he's the starting centre back for England as well. So
yes,
yeah, someone like that I think would really benefit a lot of our young defenders. And Guehi's not like Guehi's 30 years old. Guehi's 24.
yeah. And
So
I think I
someone
Yes,
want to
yeah.
like that,
commend
it would help a
Maresca,
lot.
Maresca for the progress of Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is making a lot of progress. Right,
I think he
he has a
changed a
lot.
lot about him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something else I want to say. I think the overrating of Levi Colwell started from the season he had at Brighton. But people weren't paying attention that they had an excellent protection from their midfield at the time. They had excellent protection, so he wasn't bugged that much. He was practically, you could say, he had a free role in that defensive line whenever he got to play at the time. I think we've addressed on Colwell as captain. This is what Chelsea has become. Get me De Bruyne on a free with a 2-year deal and give him the armband. And he said actually he's open to remaining in the Premier League. But here's the thing. I think here's what I want to say. Let's not waste our time because the Saudis, they will come calling. He's a huge brand, an opportunity for them to enhance their brand even further. Because De Bruyne, he's one of the best midfielders in world football, and I think he was pushed out because he had an issue. He had the falling out from Pep, and Pep knows how to play it cool, even when he hates you. And if you've been paying attention, you'd know Pep. Yeah, he was just keeping him for the sake of keeping him. He only brings him on when they're losing or
Yeah.
when they're in a
Yeah.
tight rope.
Yeah, but at some point they have to move on. I think they're
Yeah,
just trying to move on because
yeah. At some
if
point,
they
yeah,
lose.
you have to move on. Truthfully, but I knew Pep would treat him like this because I've seen Pep keep older players. And you could argue De Bruyne is that sort of talent that even at 38, 39, you still would want to keep him. But I think ego has come into play. He feels like he should be playing every game, and probably that time when he had that issue with Pep probably felt like he's challenging his authority, or maybe he feels like he's become too important for the club. In my opinion, I don't know. He said he's open to remaining in the Premier League, but I think the Saudis will come calling because it's a huge opportunity to further enhance the Saudi League brand. And
Yeah.
and I think he's that guy. They wanted him.
And that money won't be. He can't resist that money at his age.
No, he will refuse. He
Yeah.
will refuse because yeah, he still wants to play in the Champions League, and he hasn't won the Champions League.
He won it, the Champions League, bro.
He won the Champions League.
Are you paying attention to what I'm saying? At all?
Okay.
Oh,
or maybe he wants to fight for his place.
Yeah, he wants to stand fight for his place.
like
Yeah.
like
Don't you guys know
Raheem.
Coach's evil laugh by now?
go to Saudi and get big bags, bro. Come on, go there
Yeah.
and have
No, he doesn't. The guy's rich enough. What does he want? He's still very young. So he wants to
man.
still play in Europe.
Man, it's never enough.
If the money comes, he's gone. He's gone. He's not staying. He's won the Champions League, Premier League, how many times? The European Super Cup. They've won. Did they get to win the Club World Cup, Man City? They did,
Yeah,
right?
they
No,
did.
no,
Yeah, they
no,
did. They did.
Did,
no,
did
no.
they?
Oh yes, they did. Yes,
They
they
did.
did.
They
Yeah,
did.
they won
Following the
everything.
season, they won the
Yeah,
Champions League.
yeah. The Man
Yes.
City has joined the league of people that won it all. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
So it's
Chelsea, Man U, Liverpool, Man City. I think Man City came as number fourth on the list. Yeah,
What about
yeah.
Arsenal? What about Arsenal, Jude?
they are still trying to
Not
find
no
their feet.
European trophy, none, and they're not winning it this season. I knew they will knock out. They will knock out Real Madrid, but I've said it. They're
Yeah,
not
but
going to win the
they've
Champions
got 400 community shields.
they, they are playing
But
against PSG. You think they won't beat PSG? I think they will beat PSG.
No, I think PSG will beat them.
but n- it's
But
going to be a tough.
PSG has never beat them before. You know that, right?
It'll be close. It'll be very close.
Very close game. But also, guys, I
But
I
PSG
know.
has the better. I think they're more equipped to beat Arsenal. I think the way they play.
What guys? What about those free kicks from Rice? Oh my days! Oh,
I
that
mean,
guy!
I'd say it's a
Good
one
free
of
kick.
10. He scored one and had the confidence to try the second, and he went in.
Oh,
Um,
wow!
um,
He should win the Ballon d'Or now. He should
yeah,
win it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. It's
exactly.
over.
Exactly. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, I think we've addressed that one. Big up to you too, Ty. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Ty had an excellent stream today with the women's team. I think nearly 20,000 views, probably plus. But we lost that game. Was it 4-1?
Yeah, 4-1.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
Yes.
going to be difficult to come back from that, but never say never. We've proven we can do it. I hope we would be able to do it against Barcelona. They've been our Achilles heels in the Women's Champions League. Madueke promise, nice to see you. Chelsea fans are spoiled. Wow, interesting. Okay, slug it out with them. I'm not going to read that for you too. But Madueke, nice to see you. Start. Even though grooming is correct, but because I have a dirty mind,
I was going
um,
to coach. Seriously. You
yeah,
spend
Josh
all day at
Archibald.
church. You spend all day at church, and now you think you've got a free pass today.
I didn't say anything. Did you read my mind? What was I going to say? Josh
I know
Archibald,
exactly what you were thinking.
that kid. I don't think we need to sign any more center backs, except if we want to sign, except if we're going to sell like three of the, or two, at least two of the center backs we have right now, then sign one more experienced center backs with leadership qualities. Josh Archibald, I think Maresca, he's Maresca's type of player. Yep.
I
Playing
think
him in,
I
yeah.
I think personally you're going to sign the Bonham centre back.
I think
One.
we need a good goalkeeper. Yeah, one center back, but we need to sell as well. Okay, well, yeah, we have Desasi is out, but
No,
no,
Disasi.
no, I mean the guy is out, so we need to sign somebody that's if he's not coming back because at the end of the day he might decide something might happen and he might return back. But if he's not coming back, then we might not need to sell. We can just sign one person.
But
So that
in terms of goalkeeper, Jude, I don't think we're going to sign a new goalkeeper. Petrovic is having
Petrovic,
a
exactly. Yeah.
fantastic season at Strasbourg, and also we still have Mike Penders. And for me personally, if I was Chelsea, I would recall Petrovic, loan Penders to Strasbourg so that he can adapt in the top five leagues in the world. But I think Petrovic Penders in the future will be our number one. That guy is so tall, and I like tall goalkeepers because
yeah, but
he's so
how consistent is he? Because
he's so
The signs are good, Jude.
he's 19. He's playing every game for the first team.
in Belgium, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like when you come to England,
He
the story
just
might be
states it
different.
clearly. Where is
But
that in Belgium,
but,
right?
but, but okay, okay. You want Jude? You want to fight with me? What about Thibaut Courtois?
No,
How old was he when we
no,
signed him, and
no,
then we loaned
you
him
are
to
right. Thibaut
23?
Courtois was especially good, but I need to see Penders, even if it's in
Yeah, but yeah,
championship.
Courtois had
Even if it's
someone
championship, I need to see him
didn't
in
play every
England
game.
to give him that pass, Yeah,
Pendas
yeah,
does still have a long way to go. He needs to
yeah.
He's
go
got a
out
long way to go. He'll like Tobago said, he'll go Strasbourg, or if he does really well and impresses, he might stay as the backup keeper. We don't. They're gonna like Maresca said, they're gonna battle it out in preseason, and who he likes and picks, they're gonna
Did he
stay.
mention the
So
But
goalkeeping position
but never,
specifically?
Then
he
we need
did,
to
yeah,
sell.
he
We
did.
need to sell one between Sanchez and this guy. What is the other guy's name? Between Sanchez and the guy from Denmark.
Jorgensen, they're not gonna sell
Jorgensen.
Jorgensen.
No, I
Yeah,
think they will keep Jorgensen. He's still
yeah.
very
yeah,
young. Because of his
Sir,
age, they
Sir
will still give him
Sanchez,
chance.
Sir Sanchez.
He's young. He's not going. I don't. Jorgensen can go maybe to Strasbourg. That wouldn't be a bad move for him, maybe if he's not doesn't pick it up and that does has a really bad finish to the season in the Conference League because he will be playing in the Conference League. Then he might, if he doesn't step it up, maybe he might be the one to be sent, and then maybe Penders can stay as a backup goalkeeper to learn and to play every now and then. But yeah, one needs to be sold. 100%, one needs to be sold. Either
No,
Sanchez,
we cannot be hoarding goalkeepers.
yeah,
We
And
need to
no,
sell one or two
and
of
we have
them.
still have Gaga Slonina. Oh my days! How many
I think
goalkeepers?
that's it for Slonina, really. Except if he gets a good loan spell and does well. And
he'll be sold. I
Slonina
think he'll be
is
sold.
is not even basic in terms of passing out from the back.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think his time is up. He'll be sold.
Yeah.
He'll be one of those again that just didn't work out. They'll sell and they won't lose money on him, which is fine. Like I keep saying it, when you sign that many players, you're gonna have a lot of players that are not gonna make it and not gonna be good enough. It's just unfortunate, but that's the business that football is these days. So no harsh feelings, but look, he got the opportunity. He'll get the opportunity maybe in preseason, but I think he's gonna be moved on 100%.
And
I,
we've also heard that we've also heard something. What was that again? We've heard that we're gonna sign a goalkeeper if we see a good opportunity for a very good goalkeeper. I've heard that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
but
But
Maignan is gonna be a free. He
A
hasn't
free
signed a new
agent.
contract. Yeah, he's
Is
a
he really that good?
no,
the
no, no.
French goalkeeper.
Mayon, Mike
He's
Mayon.
good, but his problem is injury. I think he gets
Yeah,
injured.
He's
injury.
out now, right?
Yeah.
He had, I think, a head.
Injuries,
Was it a
yeah.
head-on collision, head injury, right?
No, he's playing. They play
Oh, he
today.
returned
He's
after
back.
that.
Yeah, he's playing back.
Yes,
He
but
hasn't
also
really looked himself, to be honest. He's he's kind of one of those that did really well, and this last year has gone really down. Like he just, yeah. Maybe he needs a fresh start, a new change, and that's most likely. But
yeah,
he's one that has really fallen off from where he was.
also in terms of goalkeepers, personally, like I said, I'll recall Petrovic. We should develop our own goalkeepers. We can spend 60, 70, 50 million for a goalkeeper again, especially after Kepa.
And that
Honestly,
was the plan for
it would
Petrovic.
take a
That's
lot for a
exactly what they did
homegrown
with Petrovic.
goalkeeper to get a chance. They'd have to go out on loan first and prove themselves. It's usually very difficult.
Yeah, I
Kepa is
don't think we'll
Kepa is
sign
coach
one. I
favorite.
don't think we'll sign one. I personally don't think we'll spend the money there. I think Petrovic will come back and it'll be between Petrovic, Jorgensen, Sanchez, maybe those penders. But I don't think we're signing a goalkeeper. I just don't see it.
Kepa is
No.
coach favorite keeper.
Kepa will
Can
be
I say
sold.
this?
He's
Let me
gone.
say this, Jude. Let me say
He's
this.
already gone.
I actually liked Kepa.
Yeah, I know. I
I
know you like him.
started
Yeah.
disliking him the moment he did what you could call him jumping the ship. The moment Bayern came calling,
Yeah.
he didn't even he had to he don't even wait for the bus to stop.
Yeah.
Like
Real
for
Madrid.
Ujo Legba, he hopped on and took a seat. He was like, bye, Felicia, to all of us. I
Yeah.
didn't like that.
And
I liked him.
I dislike his comment
Business coach.
where he said he saw the tunnel, he saw the away whatever, and he was going to the away. Like he was used to going
Can
to
you
the
really blame him going to Real
yeah,
Madrid
yeah,
after
Real
I
Madrid.
don't
saga
blame
of
him,
his
but the way
ACL
he
and they
did it,
promised
come
him a
on, he
start?
showed
Can you really blame him?
again, his loyalty doesn't lie. It lies elsewhere, in my opinion. But go
Yeah.
ahead with what you're saying, Jude.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to say that well, Kepa, which he's another keeper that is going to be sold. I'm hoping where he is now, they can pay for him.
They
Though
want him. They want him.
yeah, yeah, and I know they won't pay too much for him. So it means he's not really a top. He's not meant for a top club. So he's not meant for the pressure of a top club for now.
Pressure, exactly, Jude.
Yeah,
Yes, the pressure.
and
Correct.
I know Petrovic will come out better and better. Thank God he's been playing game in, game out where he is right now. So when he comes, he has that confidence to build upon to kickstart.
Yeah, irrespective of how much you end up getting from him, I think we have our
Five
money's
million,
worth. We got our money's worth.
5 million
Um,
release clause, coach.
sorry,
The release clause for Kepa is 5 million.
5 million, 12,
Yeah, 5.
5.
5. It's
Not
low. It's
bad.
very low.
We've gotten our money's worth.
It's that
He
low
helped
because
us.
that's the sum that covers basically his. While we had him, it covers everything.
Yeah, you could argue he helped us win 2 competitions. Those are the ones I remember. He helped us win the European Super Cup. His penalty stopping heroics. There's one other competition that
The
he
Europa
was
League. The
Europa
Europa
League
League.
also. So
Yes.
for me, I think we yeah, and he did well for us really.
He was also vital in Club World Cup. Just that Mendy was used in the final, but the build up to the final was him.
That wasn't fair on him. That wasn't fair. That really infuriated me. Let me go back to talking about that because every time it comes up, I get seriously pissed.
Yeah, I think that was because then you could play a shot from Nigeria and it was enter his goalpost. And that
The-
was the
the-
main reason why.
yeah, that was okay. Now Mendy started at the time started averaging a single mistake per game, right? And Kepa didn't get the chance until Mendy had the toe injury. I think that was what happened. And Kepa between the sticks didn't put the foot wrong. He started doing well, and then even after Mendy recovered, Mendy had to travel and join the Senegalese national team. Was this Senegalese national team for
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cup
AFCON,
of
right?
Nations. Yeah,
Yeah.
AFCON, yes.
And his absence, Kepa was in excellent form. He was doing well for us, and he started the Club World Cup for us, got us to the final. Actually, it was his brilliant saves against a Brazilian team that made sure we got to the final. And then Mendy came back, then took the
Palmares.
number one start, helped us win that competition. And then in the cup games, I think the 2 cup games actually, it was his heroics also that ensured we got to the final of the 2 cup games cup games competitions that we lost to Liverpool. And then in the final, I was thinking, okay, maybe because Mendy started against Mendy started against what's his name in the final of the Club World Cup. That maybe when we come back to England, that what's his name, that that Thomas Tuchel will give Kepa back his place. He kept him on the bench. That was enough to actually, you could say, offset him. I'd argue that penalty he missed was intentional because, or maybe he wasn't himself 100%. Because if somebody had told him that he wasn't going to start that final, I think he'd say you're lying. I think Thomas Tuchel did him dirty, really, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it depends. Depends. Who knows what the plan was? Maybe that was the plan all along that he'll play those games and then he won't play. If we get there, you're not. Mendy's number one. We don't
As
know
mu-
behind the
I-
scenes, but yeah, I get.
Dante, as much
We
as
get
I
your
love
argument.
Thomas Tuchel and he's my favorite Chelsea manager ever, I hated that. That wasn't nice. It means it means you only need him when Mendy isn't available, and not that he's important.
Yeah, I just don't see Tuchel doing that. I think that was pre-planned. I think that was if we get to the final, he's in goal. You're gonna do the rest because I don't see Tuchel
But
doing
in
that.
my
He's not that
opinion,
type of manager
that was a bad
that will
plan. If
burn the
that
bridge
was
like
really the
that.
plan, it was a bad plan, really.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's
It
different
has
coaches,
happened.
different plans, different mentalities, different favorites. They have their favorites. It is unfortunately that's what happens when you change too many coaches.
Yeah. All right. Start. Yeah, I think Josh is a good player. Let's see what the manager does with him. Sai Ugo Ekitike. I think he's not quite ready yet. If we're signing, we're signing another up and coming player. If Jackson really is Jackson really Senegalese, he should be sold for the first offer or deported back to Senegal. Without rather, that's not nice, really. I don't. We've always known that Jackson alone isn't enough, and right now, he was experiencing a goal drought before he got injured. Now he's not fully fit. He's not quite there yet. You could say, in terms of match fitness, it's not 100%. Tobeho is tired of Colwell, and Chesaholic said, big up to you too. I love how you tell it as it. You don't flip flop like the others. You will always have my respect in the Chelsea community. Wow, a lot of people in the comment section are not gonna like this. Even Dante will not like it. Even all the panelists
He's
here
talking about me,
are
coach,
gonna
not about
like it.
you.
Wow, I'm gonna frame this and put it in on the wall in my house. Much love to you, my brother. I appreciate that.
But he's right.
Uh,
I sentiment those exact thoughts. He's a very 100% spot on.
Chelsea,
Go away, go away. Stop giving those kind of comments. Come on.
I'm blushing, right?
Look at this now. What did he do?
Do the balloons, coach. We need the balloons for this.
Because we're streaming vertically, I can't use the balloon. But my bro, much love to you. I appreciate that. I try to be as objective as possible. In all honesty, here everybody's opinion matters. Bisek, Hoyson, another six to push Caicedo up front. I don't think we need to sign another six. We have Esugo coming in. There's the other one too. I think we're in the midfield area. I think we're good, except that I still do think we need the traditional 10. We need a specialized 10. We don't have that now. I get it. Palmer can fulfill that role, but you could argue that's not his thing traditionally.
Felix might be back.
Sorry?
Might.
Mike.
Jao Felix might be back. Jao Felix.
Yeah, might is the key word
Well,
there.
he
Like
will be back.
you highlighted that
AC
yourself.
Milan don't want him, so he will be back. But
Rumors are that he's going back to Benfica.
Yeah, Joe Benfica one day. Personally, if I was Chelsea, I would sign
Saudi Arabia.
Ryan Cherki.
Yeah, for some reason they're saying his attitude is the issue, and I've told people
He-
players as good as Turkey usually that sort of attitude that we're concerned about comes with the territory.
I think off-field stuff. I think it's off-field training,
But,
most
but,
likely off-field stuff, 100%.
But he's
did you
still
tell
very
me-
young.
Yeah, still, yeah. And also, during the Manchester United game, did you see what he did?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that shows you- that tells you
I
a lot.
saw that. I'm not gonna talk about that.
He was holding. I won't say.
Yeah.
Coach has been to
You
church.
don't
Let's
have
be
to.
nice.
You want to drag everybody to the H place. You don't have to. Big up to you, GFC. Go bird! Nice to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate
Big
you.
up, Gavin.
He's saying Son, Messi, Lukaku, and Vardy all rejected Saudi move. It's not just about money, but money. But here's the thing: KDH wants it. KDB wants the money. He was talking about how it's something to the effect of you cannot resist something. It's the sort of money that you cannot resist. He was saying. I remember him saying that in public. So he wants it. I mean, he's not getting any younger. Because you went to church. Yes. I was close to you could say to where the decision to forgive uphold, where I was close to the source at the time. So yeah, but you guys are not going to drag me to that place.
The source. You
My
mean your mobile
goodness,
phone?
yes, I
Is that
went
what you
to
mean by the
church. Leave
source?
me alone.
Definitely, the mobile phone was the source. I never
Yeah,
seen
exactly.
you tweet so many messages everywhere.
All right, what else do we have here? Kim, so big up to you. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, bro. Did we win? No, we lost. We lost. Panic bus driver. Gaga Slonina, I think that I'd be shocked if he's able to revive his Chelsea career. I think it's gone. Spurs has to win, but I'm not going to hold my breath. that they win. Because yeah, Angie Postecoglou doesn't know how to play differently. I don't think he starts now. But I think he will eventually be fired. I think so. I think even if they win Europa League, I think he's gonna be fired, which I think they cannot win. Um, uh, Pendas to Strasbourg, Petrovic as Chelsea number one, and Jorgensen as backup. Yeah, Jorgensen, because I think that's probably what we might see next season. But in all honesty, as much as I like Maresca, one thing I agree with a lot of people about is that he's too stubborn. Chances are Sanchez will still be our number one goalkeeper next season. So, okay, let's answer this one. Kim Min Zhao. I think he's a good player, but I've seen people talk about how I think it was Vince that talked about how he made four big errors leading to goals. But I think Upamecano, he's made more errors than him, more comical errors that keep
Correct.
me now. For me, for some reason, it looks like Vincent Company doesn't like him. I don't know.
Well,
Tabeo, you
he
wanted to
likes
speak
Eric
about it
Dyer
because yeah,
more. I have no idea why he likes Eric Dyer more.
yeah, exactly. Tabeo, you wanted to
Yeah.
say something?
Upamecano made a lot of errors leading to goal, so I don't understand why he,
More comical errors
yeah,
actually.
especially Champions League games. Remember under Thomas Tuchel? Oh my
Mhm.
God!
So I'm not sure. Dante, let's hear your thoughts. Kim Min Jao.
Yeah, look, he's a bit older, he's more mature, but yeah, he hasn't played as much because he hasn't been favored. So, does he need a fresh start to go somewhere else to get it on? He was a beast at Napoli. They paid good money for him. He was one of the
Yeah,
up and coming
he
central
was
defenders.
balling for Napoli.
Yeah, he won there. He was really good, but ever since he went to Germany, it just hasn't worked out. Now that could be a lot of reasons. We don't know why. It could be stuff off field. Could be that just he hasn't settled in. Different country, different ways of doing things. It can be a lot of things. But I've seen him play a few times. When I saw him play, he didn't look bad. He still looked very solid because he's quite a big, strong guy. So he looked solid. He didn't make mistakes. But for some reason, he just has not get out in the team. And since company has come, he's favored Eric Dyer, and basically they've lost because of that. I don't know why he's favored Eric Dyer over him, but yeah, it's a bit of a mystery, that one. But he's definitely going to leave. Where he goes, we'll see, and who offers him what, we'll see. Don't be surprised. This is a Saudi one. I could see him going there.
Possibly if they come for him. Before I go to Jude, your thoughts on Lunin?
Yeah, coach, because he's also sorry, I wasn't just because he's also is Asian, yeah. So he's an Asian player. So the confederation is counted. It's very important for those teams to have players like that. So they will pay a little bit extra just to have another confederation, like in their confederation, another player, so they can play the Champions League games,
Mhm.
the Asian Champions League games I'm talking about and stuff. It counts as like a homegrown player.
Oh, they do have that rule too.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's very important for them. Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
I say I think he could go there.
And I was gonna ask you, were you paying attention to the fight in the panelist group? I was isolated.
When was the fight, coach? Today.
It was during the game.
Oh
Jesus
yeah, yeah,
Christ,
yeah,
I
yeah.
survived. And I was in touch.
A little bit. I was gonna jump in, but I came home late.
They
I
were
missed the first half,
cooking me. They were
and
cooking
yeah,
me. And
I
I'll
couldn't
see
really
Uncle
talk
Justus.
much because I
I'll
didn't
see
see the
Uncle
first half,
Justus
so I couldn't
typing.
really
And I'll
help
say,
you out.
okay, maybe Uncle Justus will say something to side with me. Nope. It was Max. It was all of
Well,
them.
I saw mixed comments, but I ignored them because during the game,
Coach,
I don't want to get into conversation during the game.
you know who backed you up? Maresca and Chelsea backed you up in that one.
They did. And yeah. And when I said, I'm listening, Max said, that was still a bad performance. No, it was fun.
Like they're
Nobody
not
took
happy we
anything
won. I don't
personal.
understand sometimes this
No,
mentality.
nobody took anything personal. It was an
Nah,
intellectually
they're good.
driven
They're
conversation,
good.
and I
But like,
liked it. But it was hard. It was. I was isolated. I was like, "What did I do here? We have 26 people." It was just me. Even Ty was punching me in the stomach while I was down.
yeah, I was
No,
waiting
it
for
was a
that
good. It was a
at
good
halftime. I was
conversation.
waiting for that at halftime. Ty,
It was a
yeah,
good conversation. Yeah.
he's got his opinions. That's fine. He doesn't like Maresca. He doesn't think he's the man for the job, which is fine. People can have
And it
that.
was expected because we were losing.
Yeah. It's gonna add.
It's nothing
The
new. Yeah.
emotions are higher when we're
Yeah.
losing. 100%. Yes.
Yeah, that's why now I always, when we are losing, I reserve
Wait till the game
myself.
finishes.
Yes, and I get it. I write everything that I want to write on X. When I'm frustrated, the following day I'm be a normal person, be positive.
Usually, let's see. Usually, it's important to wait for the game to finish. The game
Exactly.
away against Legia Warsaw, after the first half, um, Nini from Blue Lions TV became an excellent tactician on X, talking about how nobody was making the runs they're supposed to make in behind the defenders, only
That,
Kukurea.
oh,
I didn't
that
say
guy
anything.
is. Do you see what he wrote
Then
after
watch his
today's win?
video. Yeah, watch his
Yes,
video after we won.
Yeah, watch what he said today after after we
yes.
won. Like he said,
I saw that Dante. He said
yeah,
he said the second goal was not Enzo Maresca's ball. What
nothing
the
to do with
heck?
Enzo Maresca that win. Zero, nothing. Absolutely zero to do with
What
Enzo
the
Maresca
heck?
that win today.
What the
No,
heck?
that's not good, really. That's not good. And if the manager stays next season, his tone will change. It's really that simple. I think he's just trying. Listen, one thing, the sort of people I like dealing with is people when they make mistake realize, I'll say, you know what, I was wrong.
Yes, yes.
I
He's
like
that
dealing
type
with
of. He's
you.
got
I
that
don't
character
expect you to
in
be
him.
perfect, but he's not that sort
Yes,
of person. He will double down, and I will still talk about what he said about Mihailo Mudrik and how he doubled down trying
Yes.
to defend it. That was when
oh
I
yeah, I remember that
realized,
one.
and I've
And
always respected and followed him. But after that, I realized he has no integrity in terms of, well, from the perspective of content creation, because I don't know him personally. But that's by the way. Mayan ain't happening, but his class very good. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Mike Mayan has a contract until 2026, which means he's probably practically out of contract.
yeah,
Yeah. Kepa lost us the Liverpool. I don't think he lost us the Liverpool game, really, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Tuchel messed up Abraham and Lukaku. This reminds me of my bro, Green Toff. He would defend academy players with the last drop of his blood, and that's the sort of thing he would say. Do I think Tuchel messed up Abraham and Lukaku? I don't know. It depends. On, I don't agree. Lukaku, the fans just stopped liking him. Nothing was ever Tuchel's fault in terms of how his second stint as Chelsea player panned out. Abraham lost it on that. On the Abraham started. You could say losing game time under what's his name,
Frank
under
Lampard.
Frank Lampard. He was Lampard's. Lampard had 1.5 seasons, right? Didn't he?
Yes, 1.5.
Okay. In the first season, he was his best players. But the moment we signed big name players, we started seeing less and less of Abraham.
Yes,
Correct me, am I wrong? Wasn't that what
Timo Werner,
happened?
Timo Werner and Giroud was playing ahead of him.
Exactly. So everything started under Lampard, but of course, Thomas Tuchel was blamed for it. In case of Lukaku, Tuchel was willing to make it work. He was willing to find a way, but Tuchel is never known to play with, you could say,
Cristiano
uh,
Ronaldo.
uh, a traditional number 9, even from his days at Mainz, Borussia Dortmund, PSG, even when he had Mauro Icardi, Edson Cavani. If you followed PSG, you know what happened. But he was willing to make Lukaku work, probably because he was forced on him. But I still blame him because before the owner signs the check, he probably agreed he can make it work. I don't think would sign the check or agree to pay if he took a didn't agree that he can make it work. So yeah, maybe yeah. So probably you can blame him, but I don't think no. He was. I don't think. I don't agree. It wasn't his fault that Lukaku didn't really work out at Chelsea.
Yeah, and
Lukaku
then
wanted to be the main guy, and Tuchel didn't don't play like that. He even said it
Yeah.
publicly. He's
Again,
not going
coach,
to
different
build his
styles,
team as
different
against.
coaches. They're going to have their
Yeah,
favorites. They're going to have the style they play. It's always when you turn coaches over that quickly, you're always going to have that problem.
yeah, and I think he mentioned clearly he's not going to build his team around a single individual. Didn't he say that? He said that during an interview. So it depends on
and
who you ask. Uh, well, yeah, I saw that too, but we will have to have that conversation, really. Jackson is zero Senegalese. His parents are from Gambia. Uh, I don't want to. I don't want to get into that right now. It's not my business. You are where you say you are from. That's how I would say it. What happened today reminds us of the old win in Chelsea. I think we're seeing some maturity in these players. In terms of managing games, we can do that well now. We just need luck on our side. We needed a bit of luck to beat what's her name, to beat Brentford, but we didn't have that luck on that day. Yeah. And even I hope I'm wrong, but Cole Palmer's form looks like it would take a lot to turn it around because the way he
yeah,
balloons
man.
shots.
No, coach.
Um,
Maresca he's not doing shooting drills with him anymore.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's his fault.
no, no. Actually, when I'm watching Chelsea videos, training videos, Cole Palmer's finish always so clean and perfect. But during the game, oh my days, different thing. But again, it's normal. He'll get back soon. Hopefully, maybe before the end of the season or in the Club World Cup.
Yeah,
He's
I
too
agree.
good. Yeah,
I
he's
still
too good
think Nottingham Forest will
not to
fall
get it
off of
back.
the
100%.
top four. Yeah, go ahead, Dante. Sorry, apologies.
He's too talented and he's too good not to get it back. 100%. He will.
He will, yeah. No, no, and I'm gonna say this. I've heard quite a lot of stuff. Some nonsense, some sensible. I think the person that said the most sensible thing about Cole Palmer's situation is Gary Cahill. When he was asked if
Yeah,
it's concerned, he said no, that's expected given his age. He had to experience this to become even better. And then next time, I think at this point, the biggest problem is what Bobby talked about. I think it's getting to him more than it should. But even at that, he's still impacting games. Didn't he create a chance? Does he have that? He got an assist today, didn't he? Did he?
no, no,
No,
no, not
No.
today.
no.
But at least he's still impacting games to a certain extent. It's just that but he's gotten an assist since he hasn't scored. He's gotten like two assists, right? Since he
No,
has not
one
Yeah, I
scored.
think
assist,
the last game. Yeah, he got an
one
assist last game. Yep, yep.
assist against Spurs for the Enzo Fernandez goal.
Yeah,
The
and I
header, yeah.
think yeah, exactly. I did see
Aren't that,
where Kimso is asking whether we can beat Betis or the other team. I think we can. I think people are underrating Maresca's tactical ability. Honestly, from a tactical perspective, I'm not concerned. My biggest concern is man management and the way he talks. Those are the two, and the way he talks not that much of an issue for me because English isn't his first language, and I've seen several times how people overblow his comments or just you could say clip areas that will aid clicks for or again for their account and go with it. Bobby, you wanted to say something.
yeah, I hope I can still remember it. It was around the whole, um, oh gosh, I was trying to double
Palmer's
down.
fitness.
No, it's to do with Maresca.
Oh, okay.
Um, there's a whole litany of things I was going to say,
That
but
was an hour ago,
waiting for
Bobby.
other people. Well, that's it. I was politely waiting for all of you all to shut up and let me get a word in. God,
I was wondering
you
why you're
know?
so quiet. I'm like, what is he doing?
No, I was
I
saying
thought
just
he'd gone to bed.
no, I was. That shows how difficult it is. You just have to interrupt before you can talk. But anyway, it's good. You know, everybody is getting into it, and that's what makes the channel so special. But that aside, as you're now making me further forget what I was trying to say, I was looking into double down on certain things in and around Maresca. I think it's good. I don't support booing players and managers, certainly not at half time. But I do think it was good that he got an insight, albeit it's not entirely his fault, but he got an insight into the frustration in the Chelsea fan base. This is not a fan base that's not used to not winning. That's used to not winning. And over the past 2 going on 3 years, the fan base has tolerated this drop in standards for two reasons. One, the whole sale of the club, they all understood that. And two, even without the sale of the club, I think everybody in their heart of hearts, if they really sat themselves down in the cold light of day, they will realize that the old Abramovich model was grinding to a halt. The club would most likely have been sold anyway, because Roman wouldn't have had the sort of funds that modern day football requires to sustain. As rich as he wasn't so rich as to compete with the Man Cities or PSGs of the world. Whereas conglomerates like Blueco and the consortium that own Chelsea now, they can compete with those entities. And so
Down to the
the
new rules,
club,
Bobby. Most like
well, the
100%.
new rules are curbing um, team spending, but
Exactly.
it doesn't have that much to do with the cost of infrastructure. Roman would not have been able to comfortably rebuild Stamford Bridge at this time. The time he was able to do it, um, he was frustrated with his sanction, his personal sanction, before the overall sanction due to the Ukraine war. So he was kind of running out of steam over his baby that he loved so much. We know he loved Chelsea so much, and he would have never wanted to see standards slip. So it would have been sold, but he would have taken time, or maybe he would have launched shares and included a big conglomerate like this to help with funding of things like the stadium and so on. Who knows? We'll never know now. We'll only guess. All I'm saying is that the climate in which these big money bags own, particularly clubs like Premier League clubs, is now. That's why I find it laughable when you hear all these people saying, "Ooh, Blue Coat out, Blue Coat out." Blue Coat out for who? It'll either be out and for you to have see the club go into the complete doldrums of obscurity, or out for somebody else who may be 10 times worse. So, as I always say, be careful what you wish for. Stop trying to throw out the baby with the bathwater. And this is, yet again, what the big accounts, content creators that Coach was alluding to. This is the blind herd mentality hive mind that they create over people that really don't seem to want to sit down and analyze a situation critically themselves. Now I'm wandering away from what I was trying to say about Maresca. So going back to the fans, giving him a bit of stick, I understand it to some extent, and maybe it's a good thing it happened. Once in a while, these people have to wake up to where they are and who we are. And this will happen. You go to Real Madrid and start losing games and see how they'll treat you. You go to any top club and start, messing around with their status, and you'll get the same, if not worse. So once in a while, it's good to for them to see a bit of obstinacy, because he is, in terms of the playing style, certainly where Legia Warsaw was concerned, he was responsible for that shambles. Now, today, it seems to me that we're still in a cocktail of different issues. We've got our strikers, for all it's worth, misfiring, who can't hit a barn door with a banjo at the moment. And we've got tactics that are a little bit blunt, to put it politely, when there are times where you have to take the handbrake off and go for it. Today, that happened a little bit towards the end of the second half, where the handbrake was taken off and certain players decided to go for it, taking shots and the like, and we got joy. Was that down to Maresca? Mm, partly, partly, and down to the players as well. But they all need a wake up call all round. Now I know this isn't exactly what I was wanting to say. It's terrible when you want to say something, but you've held on to it for so long that you've forgotten it. But I've thrown this one in because this is something I perhaps wanted to say hours ago before this, but before this particular point.
Thank you so much, Bobby. We know it's late for you, and but you were almost always gonna gonna blame us for
And
keeping
you can
you
always
down.
rudely interrupt, so it's no big
Yeah,
deal.
exactly.
Yeah, I was, I
No,
was,
Bobby, thank
I
you.
was. It was an experiment. No, I was actually enjoying the conversation. But each time I wanted to say something, it was like somebody would go yet into another gear, and I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
goodness me. But that's how conversations go. I'm sure I now know how Ty feels sometimes because he's
No, but
one.
you know you can always interject. We thought maybe you were sleeping. That's why I didn't call upon you. But yeah, Dante, let's start. Question for the panel from Vic asking: would it be worth it to jettison? Is that how you pronounce that correctly? It's
Yeah,
not a word I use very often.
Jettison,
Tariq
yeah.
for Gitten. Tell,
Jettison,
Jettison,
Gitten. It's
Jettison
tell or
Tyrique
Ganacho.
for Gittins. That's a
Yeah,
very
that
good
is forfeit the
question.
pursuit of those guys and stick with George.
Hmm.
Tell definitely not for Garnacho. Neither of those two, to be honest.
Are we still
Uh,
interested in Tell?
I don't know why people are
Tell is
saying
the
that.
one on loan at
Spurs.
Tottenham, yeah.
yeah, I don't think we'll be
Well,
interested again because our
But
owners they've
I
shown
think
the
because he
way they
scored a goal, so
behave.
now
Yeah.
he scored a goal, and finally, so now he's back on the agenda. But I don't
yeah.
think. I think that's no.
George's
I think
birthday.
no chance there. Garnacho, he is on the list. He was on the list. Is he still on the list? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I wouldn't look. He's the right age. He's the right profile. Is he the right player for us? I probably not. I don't think he's that much of an upgrade. So I don't think he's needed, to be honest. Tyrique forgotten. Uh, Tyrique, because he scored today a great goal, people are forgetting he's still an 18-year-old. He's young.
How old is
He-
Gitten?
no, I think he's a little bit. He's 20, I think,
Let me
21.
check for you. Go ahead with what you were
Yeah,
saying.
double check on that one. I can't remember. I
Mhm.
think it was 20 if I remember right. But a lot more experience, coach. Playing week in, week out. Borussia Dortmund, and playing in Europe, playing. He's got a lot more experience. Tyrique is just breaking through, so uh, we can't expect that much from Tyrique. Yeah, he scored an
Oh,
amazing goal
Gittins
today.
is
He's been pretty
20.
good
How
in
old
some
is
of the
Tariq?
Champions game. He's looked all right, but you're not gonna. People are gonna bet. Is Tyrique
Tyrique
the answer next
18.
season to
19.
Tariq is
send us to the
19.
next level? Well, no, he's not. You're not gonna on an 18-year-old. Unfortunately, I don't see us doing that. So yes, we are gonna sign a winger. Who it is, I don't know. They did say they want a winger, right-footed winger. Can play left wing, right wing, but he's got to be right-footed because we're a bit short on those. So there will be a winger coming in. Who it is, we're not sure. Gitten is probably up high on the list because he's obviously homegrown as well. Very talented, left foot, right foot.
And he said he wants to play in the
Does
Premier
does
League.
very good at. He wants to come back to the Premier
Yeah.
League. The problem is the price for him. What exactly Borussia
I thought
Dortmund
they've
would
cut
want,
it half.
but I
They
could
said
see
it,
very much Kani Chukwuemeka being involved in that deal.
I have heard
So
they've cut it
Gitten
down to
is
50. They've cut it down to 50
But,
million.
but coach, let's be honest. Do
it's
you
still
think
too much for him. But
it makes sense from 100 million to 50 million?
Yeah, no,
I mean,
that's
50 million is a good
that's
price given the market.
well. This is the thing. If Gitten has told him he wants to go back to England next season, they're gonna have no choice. They're gonna have to lower their price, and they're gonna have to get for him whatever they can get for him. And if we've got a sniff of that, or some teams have got a sniff of that, well, it's gonna be cheaper if he really wants to leave. So yeah, unfortunately with that one, yeah, Gitten is very high on the list. Like he can play left wing, right wing, and he's got a great right foot and his left foot. So he fits the
I
criteria, the age, the talent, but he's not a ready-made player. He's another player that's for
potential.
the future. He's not ready, 100% ready now.
Yeah, man. I
So
wish
So
it
why
it
was
not?
just
Why
depends
not?
where
England.
we finished this season, coach.
Yeah, it depends. But
If
why
we
not
finish
keep?
Champions League,
I'd say keep Tyreek. But I think we can have them both. Then Tyreek
no, you're still
integration
keeping
will be a
Tyrique.
gradual process.
He's
Yeah.
not going anywhere. But I'm just saying, yeah, yeah, we're still going to sign another more senior, more better winger than just. We're not going to base it on keeping Tyreek and he's going to be the next starting left wing for us. Well, no, that's not going to
No,
happen.
he's still very
So yeah, I
inexperienced.
think
We've seen that in that goal, in that opportunity against Legia Warsaw that he tried to shoot. I think it was
Yeah,
exactly,
Nkunku that was better positioned. For that reason, he
exactly,
would still keep him. His integration process will still be gradual, but I don't think we'd sell
gradual.
him.
Yeah, exactly,
Usually, when a kid starts off like this, like score 2 goals in 2 games, and all the signs we're seeing, he's made some assists too, right? I think one or so.
yeah, one.
I think usually you keep him.
yeah, and
Pers-
we will
per-
keep him. You need the squad depth, and he's going to slowly, like you say, gradually develop, and he will play every
Mhm.
now and then. But don't expect him to play often and to be a starter. I
No, no,
don't
no,
see that.
no.
No,
Yeah, go ahead,
yeah.
Tubeho. You were saying something.
Personally, I would go for Nico Williams, but like we said here, his wages might be the issue.
And his priorities to join Barcelona, I think it will still happen eventually.
100%. Yeah,
Barcelona, let's see what happens.
I think it will happen because usually these kids they can just run down their contract and go to where they want to go.
No, it's
Bobby,
not.
you want to add to this one before we move on?
and he's
Go ahead.
Spanish as well. So yeah,
What, Nico Williams?
Yeah.
No, about Gittins, whether we should keep not we should forfeit our pursuit of those wingers we've mentioned and keep and go ahead. Just you could say keep what's his name? Keep
prioritize Tariq.
Tariq Judge.
Yeah, well, 2 out of 3 of them I didn't want in the first place. Gittens, I'm not too sure. For his experience, his physicality, and his capability, I'm not sure if it's the right time to. I think it's a luxury to turn away from any opportunity to get somebody like that in. For a kid like Tyreek George, as good a game as he has had, or a few cameos as he's had,
Cameos,
we
exactly, not a game. Yeah,
yeah we have to be patient, and they need to take their time with kids like that, and hopefully they'll break through. If not, um, the project has to be abandoned as far as they're concerned. He's done well, but he's may not be the answer. I mean, even Gittens, is young, but as you've said, he's more experienced, and that's going to count for anything. For a lot. I mean,
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ty, I didn't know your name was Tyreek. But okay, thank you for letting me know. Questions? We've answered that one.
is
No,
Ty
Ty.
Tyreek or Tyrell?
I'm not sure which it is. I've always
Tyrell,
called
I
him.
think.
Tyrone is with the one I know.
Tyron. He'll
Tyrone is.
confirm.
I thought his name. I've always thought it was Tyrone, but I think he says it's Tyreek because he's saying Chelsea posted his
Tyrone, yeah, it's
first goal.
Tyrone.
But when you
Tyrone.
say Ty, you abbreviate both the same way. So that's
Yeah,
why
so
he's
it's
saying
Tyrone.
Chelsea posted his first goal. So congratulations, Ty. You've made it. No worries. I understand it was a good conversation. You should know those sort of things don't get to me. I like it even more. I only stay away when people, if I see that the person I'm debating with trying to starts taking things personal, I leave them alone. Let's see. Maresca not good enough. Okay, you stick with your opinion. Lucilla, Spurs are crap, and I don't know. I'm shocked that he's still managing them. They are 15th, and they
Yeah,
are
they're somewhere down next
16th.
to Manchester United.
Yeah, and it could get worse because if West Ham United win their next game and Tottenham lose, even draw, actually, they'll finish. They will be 17th. Jesus Christ. That's unbelievable. And he's still their manager. Really. Wow. I always say that Chelsea team is not bad. The problem is that Maresca is playing a system that opponents already found out. If Chelsea reach the final, no inverting, please. I don't agree that anybody found anybody out. I know that's what majority of people are saying. He doesn't play one way, but people are entitled to their respective opinions. And I had a good, you could argue, back and forth with my friend Liam Lane. I told him, he said his one trick, his one dimension. I said, no, the basics remain the same. The basics are constant, but he tweaks things every now and then. And the fact that we do better, tend to do better in the second half, shows you that he tweaked things. And
Pretty much
application.
every half time he tweaks.
Exactly. He tweaks things so much that even experts that work with FODMOB, all those sporting apps, they're not sure what structure we'll use until they pay attention to the average positioning of the players. They always place it as 4-2-3-1, but the application is different. For instance, you know the basics of what's his name? The basics of Pep Guardiola's approach is to starve the opposition of the ball and all the things he doesn't play with just two center backs and all that. But things are usually different in the midfield area or in the attacking area. It depends on the opposition. But
Like today,
unfortunately,
coach.
yeah, the
Like today, three at the
allegation,
back, and then
yeah.
when second half we needed to get back in the game score, it was basically two at the back. So
So, but I get it. You could say the results drive the narrative, and it's easy to succumb to. You could say to easily believe, yeah, he's one trick. Some I've seen people call him one trick pony and all that. That's not the case. And I think we've been judging him unfairly. Is he perfect? No. There are a lot of things I want him to start doing differently. But that's by the way. Let's see what else we
Yeah,
have here. And even when Malagusa came on, you could see that, yeah, we played differently. And I've told people the fact that forget about Malagusa not scoring goes on creating a lot of chances, but he does the basics right, which is why whenever he's on the pitch, we seem to be on that, we could be again in control much more than when he's not. But go ahead, you wanted to say
dynamic
something.
coach. Maresca
uh,
said it. That's what he likes. He's dynamic, and it's true. He's dynamic. He'll run left, right, forward, back. He's very dynamic. He can do it all. So
But you know why people judge him? Those balloon shots.
yeah, yeah, that's something he's got to work on.
Yeah,
People think he's like a 28-year-old. He's like a veteran or something. The guy's still very young.
he's still a
He's
kid. Yeah,
extremely young
yeah.
as
Uh,
well.
yeah,
yeah.
Tebeho, you were saying something.
No, like I'm just saying I have to go, guys. So stay
All
friendly.
right. All
I
right.
appreciate
You
it.
probably have work tomorrow. Are you off for Easter?
No, no, no. I'm
And you
not on.
probably didn't go to church today, you sinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, bro. Bobby, you wanted to say something? Let's see. We'll catch up what we have and call it a day.
No, no, I didn't interrupt at all.
Okay. No, I saw your mic wasn't muted. That was why I asked the question. It isn't muted. This win today has nothing to do with, yeah. A lot of people say that. I've seen that. He will invite Green Tough underrated. Yeah, he's an excellent content creator. I give him that. Yeah, and we have a good relationship. No Giroud barely played. Under who? I think I have a lot to catch up with. On the Lampard played Abraham and Timo, but the arrival of Timo and Kai Havertz, Abraham started playing less and less. Where he finished the season before our top scorer and was our best player, one of our best players. No, Timo and Havertz ended time his career at Chelsea. I don't know why people are blaming Thomas Tuchel. Was it no? Don't blame Thomas Tuchel. And the way Abraham, the way he's done since leaving Chelsea, uh, does he look like Thomas Tuchel ruined his career? No, he's had opportunities all elsewhere and didn't quite reach the level a lot of people was thinking he's capable of reaching. And Tuchel was denying him that. Chelsea need to win Conference League. I think we can. I'm not going to say certainly we're winning it because we're facing stronger and stronger sides, but I think the manager is capable of winning it. Okay, yeah. He's in that. I'm praying that a 2.5 billion held back from the government is there for him to come back and buy back the club, even if it's for a minority stake, and they allow him to run it. I mean,
Keep dreaming.
Exactly.
driven is good. And there's something I think Bobby alluded to that a bit. Things changed even before the club was sold. Even under Roman, we started changing our strategy at the time. We started looking for cheaper and cheaper players, which was why we signed, what's his name? We signed Danny Drinkwine. There are all other names we signed at the time. Things changed because FFP came into play and PSI came into play. We started changing our strategy at the time. But unfortunately, the current owners will be blamed for how things have changed. But people, I'm paying attention that things have changed from a financial perspective. Even if you have £1 trillion, there are limits to how much you can spend, which means you have to be strategic. We're actually being proactive. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. In the future, we'll look back and say, wow, these guys knew exactly what they were doing. Even after being strategic, reducing our wage bill and everything, we barely did break even. We had to sell our own property to ourselves to get closer to not getting into trouble, but we still have to sort out, again, probably pay a fine to UEFA. So, but unfortunately, people aren't paying attention to that. They just want the club to give Osimhen what he's asking and pay the asking price and everything. Did I read the topic above? Yeah, I did. From Jimmy Case TV. Jimmy, we need to plan a collab, bro. Vic, we're winning the Conference League. We can. It's a possibility, but it's not a given. Big up to YouTube and Basso 5. Nice to see you out. I hope you're doing well on the panel. Any in the chat, Chelsea doing the Montada comeback before Real Madrid was a thing of beauty. I'd love to hear from you, bro. I know you've been busy, but nice to see you once again. I got you to say Maresca not good enough. Just get out. You're looking for my trouble right now. Sorry, I was having the connectivity issues. That's why I moved to the chat. Yeah, you use Walmart level internet connection like Dante. We need to collab. We do need to collab, brother.
McDonald's, coach. McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's level. Yeah, coach, we squandered buying a majority trash. I mean, you can still say that, but the signs are good. I disagree, even though you're my bro. Anybody else has anything else to say before we call it a day?
No, pretty good. Covered everything. So all good. Happy we got the win, and we're still in that position to get into the Champions League.
Yep. With that, I want to say thank you to the captain, Constantine and the legendary Bobby, the senior panelists here. We appreciate you. Ty, thank you for joining, bro. I did tag you. I tagged Tobeho, and I think I triggered the command for people to go subscribe to your channel. And Salmino, I don't know what's happened, but yeah, I think he stayed. I think he has talent. Whether he gets a chance, probably will go out on loan. Jude, nice to see you, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jingles. Who else was here? Vic was here, Mabas 05, Kim So, Jimmy Cliff, Jimmy K. Stevie. All right. Lusula, all of you, and if I miss your name, apologies, I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers. Take care, guys.
Wake up, it's a Blue Morning Show. where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd.